Josh.
Hello, everyone.
Oh.
Welcome to Live Reality Games podcast. I'm here joined with Vince and Kirk, and we're going to break down episode 9 of Survivor South Africa, Immunity Island.
Well, first of all, our first thing we want to say thank you to Kirk for coming in today, because I think it's really early for him for coming on.
Yes.
So really appreciate that.
Absolutely, my pleasure, guys. I always watch you guys for my updates for South Africa. When I was running around I was doing 2 live games where I was helping out. So I was doing the stream for Survival Challenge and then went to Live to Give. And without you guys, I would not have been able to stay updated. So I super appreciate all you guys do for us, for all the nerds like me. And a big shout out to my mom. It's her 55th birthday. Happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday from Australia.
Yes.
Yes.
She wasn't expecting that today, so
No.
she'll pop in. Yeah, so I'm excited, guys. It's been a while since I've been on, and I'm excited to break down this episode, even though there's not like a ton, I think, like mind-boggling stuff that happens in this episode, but I still think it's a pretty good episode.
I think there's a lot of like telling things for future episodes, like what type of storyline we're going to get towards the end of the game.
Yes.
I think that's the biggest takeaway from this episode, and people realizing some people are alliances. And yeah.
Well, can we skip forward to like the preview, because let's just talk about the twists. I know it's really like premature to jump in because now we're talking about setting up for the future episodes. The twists that come in. Do you guys have a rough idea what it is, or?
Ghost Island double elimination, 2 tribes. Gross, I know, maybe.
Kirk?
I'm not too sure, but I think it's going to have to do with something I've seen in online reality games where somehow you have a partner of some kind.
Yes, I did a little bit of researching for the International Survivor. I think French, they have this staple. They do a tie destiny thing. So like they do a random draw. So if you the numbers match up, or you match up with the pair, and you guys are like they are teetered together, and then they can get voted up as a pair. So I think, not too sure how they actually work. Do they write the whole like part, like the pair name, or they just write one person's name? So I think so. But so if one person gets voted up in that pair, that person goes as well. But if that person play in an idol, both pairs are safe. So not sure how they're gonna. I think they're probably gonna do that, but I'm not sure how they're gonna do it.
Could also be like a don't know if it's happening on Sequester or Equilibrium. I may be getting the 2 games confused, but they've had like a pairs like voting challenge where if you don't vote the same as your pair, your vote doesn't count.
Oh.
But that's really hard to do. Like how to?
Yeah, but it is, but it's not at the same time. Like that's a whole like a strategy side to it. That's potentially what I could see happening. That's sort of my take. Yeah. That's
crazy, Josh. That would be so hard, because right now at the end of this episode, we have a split cast, right? Like the 2 sides. I mean, we see the other side get majority in this episode, but I mean, it depends, Vince, I think, on how they divide them up into partners. How did they do it on the French Survivor? How did they do that?
Random draw.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. But I
think it has to be random.
I feel like it's not fair. I feel like we should have a challenge to decide like the top 2, like the separate into 2 teams, and then the teams that win, they can select which partner they want to partner with. I feel like it's actually a bit more fair, but we don't know whether that's an actual twist. So maybe.
Yeah,
Josh,
to be honest, South Africa usually trick us with their coming up on next episode. They usually trick us. So maybe we're reading into it because to be honest, we've read into everything this season and it's never came to fruition.
That is
So
true.
it's stupidly unpredictable. Like you cannot pick anything that's happening. Like I thought Stantoni was going 20 episodes ago. Like, and she's
now
still in there.
I just feel like her days are numbered, unfortunately, for all the Stantoni fans.
But we've been thinking this the whole time. Every episode I'm going in, I'm like, Stantoni's going. Stantoni has to go now. Stantoni has to go now. And she's just defying the odds, defying gravity. I don't know. She's the mastermind. She's a queen.
She's defying idol clues for sure by telling other people about him. Like, let's put it this way, Vince. I'm on the flip side. I think Stantoni is making so many messy mistakes in the game. Maybe the other players are realizing this and realizing that maybe she's somebody that is a good person to sit next to at Final Tribal Council. Maybe it's going to be hard for her to get votes. So maybe the tides are turning for Stantoni and people are starting to realize you're not a threat.
But I just feel like she's not winning. I feel like she's not winning at this stage. No. I think, I feel bad.
As a fan, I wanted to.
Yeah, Josh, me too. Like, I love Stantoni, but there's still, I mean, I agree with you, Vince, but I think if she can make some moves happen in the last stage of the game, but right now she has no win equity. Like none.
Well, we can just talk about that mistake. So I think he fumbled twice already. So I only remember that one the idol clue. She's just like, let's all look for the idol clue.
Well, she stuffed up with both idol clues because she gave the original idol clue to Tyson. She misplayed her idol. And then she also gave the other idol to Tyson by not checking the same clue out for the same camp. And then obviously, I guess we should talk about the challenge and then talk about what Stantoni did wrong after the challenge. Yeah. To be honest, there wasn't much fallout from Tribal from the night before. There was a little bit. There was a Nicole. Yeah.
Okay, someone threw Stantoni out. Is it Sean? They say like, Stantoni flip or something.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I also feel I feel bad for Stantoni because no one deserved to be called like that. To be honest, really. Yeah, Stantoni flipped, and it's just like what.
Yeah, it was a bit harsh on Stantoni, really. When, like, to be honest, everyone's playing their own game. If somebody doesn't vote with you, like, the first thing you don't do is be mad and angry that they didn't vote with you. Like, that's, like, the complete wrong thing, because then they're never going to vote with you. Like, you've just burned that bridge. So...
yes. And we also see Stantoni, she drove Anesu in. She was telling Nicole that Anesu is playing both sides. What do you think about that?
That was so messy. Why? I mean, Anesu's got her has her interests in mind, right? And I think she's really jealous of Anesu right now for getting kind of this, like, Anesu's not getting the perfect game at all. But her game, like, she's able to, like, slide under the radar. She's able to be in, like, pivotal positions in the immunity challenges, which you saw in the last episode, and we'll talk about in a little bit. So she's in, like, these nice, like, political positions. And, like, everybody's just, it seems like they're cool with Anesu and not cool with Stantoni. And she's just feeling like she's that kid getting bullied in school and she can't get out of it.
Yeah, it's like they're doing the exact same thing, both of them.
Yeah,
they're both playing both sides. I think that Stantoni's just a bit louder, and then, like, if you're the louder one, you get in trouble. It's like if you're in class and you're the loudest kid talking to the other kids, and you're the one who gets in trouble. You're the one who goes to detention, where, like, everyone else gets away with it. It's the same. It's the same thing.
I feel like I think she also mentioned she's, like, a bit jealous why Anesu was able to fly on the radar, but she's not. That's why she wanted to put her name out there, sort of even out their sort of trap level. But I also feel like it just, I mean, I don't know what's her aim for, I guess, but I just feel like a little bit unnecessary at this stage. Unless you want to target her. Like, just,
Yeah, that's true. Josh, you make a good point. Stantoni is definitely the louder one because even we saw in this episode, she's trying to whisper and she's like, we can't talk anymore. Somebody's listening. And she's like, who? And she's like, Sean. And Sean totally hears it. He goes, like, what? Like, Stantoni, you couldn't walk out of the shelter to whisper his name. Write it in the sand, Stantoni, please.
Do something. Like, don't blurt out the person you don't want to hear the conversation about. Like, to be honest, Sean in the merge episode was probably one of the smartest players in that episode, and it really shocked me considering like his start of the game. He legit called everything that was going to happen at Tribal.
Yeah.
He called everything, and he was trying to tell his alliance that this is going to happen, and then it doesn't happen, and then
spiral from there.
Yeah, and then from there it's just like downhill.
Yeah.
So challenge. This is a challenge that they go back into 2 tribes. They have to take a ball through a maze thing.
Well, can I mention something that usually we see this in the US Survivor, they usually cut this out. But I'm glad like South Africa actually take time to like draw the rocks and show everything. So it's just kind of nice.
It actually is like makes it look legit. Like it makes it look like non-edited and makes it look like it's actually the real thing. Like where the American one, like from a viewership, like we don't know that that's how it happened. We don't know that. But like we do, but we don't, you know what I mean?
It's true. There could be other ways that they divide it. So I think it's nice to see the whole storyline. Like you just get to see everything. And I completely agree. The US Survivor misses so many of those little points to save 5 seconds in the editing for what reason? I mean, it just tells us because there's been times in the past that they do divide tribes separately. So it'd be nice to know if it was a schoolyard pick or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Also, let's just put it out there that this is a reward challenge for infamous Survivor pizza and beer. And if you know anything about Survivor pizza, it is traditionally the nastiest looking pizza you ever saw. And this pizza definitely fits in with the top nasty pizzas. He goes, opens it up or it's there. And it's like, oh, you get your cheesy pizza. And it literally looks like they took a block of Colby cheese, shredded it on top, and the sun melted it. Because it did not look appetizing to me at all. And all I could think about was the gut rot that these players are going to have after they eat this pizza for not eating for how many days has it been? I can't even remember.
Another fishback moment waiting to happen.
It's been 22 days.
Yeah.
Well, in that flip side, it's that they're actually in South Africa. So like and it's close to a resort, so maybe they can actually get fresh pizza, but the pizza just doesn't look appealing.
No, they're not getting fresh pizza. We know this, okay?
They're close to
we know they're getting pizza that was made like 3 hours ago, that they don't care that it's cold when they eat it. Like you can't see any steam coming off, but we know that they like had cold pizza, but to be honest, they don't care because it's food and they haven't eaten in so long, and they will eat anything, and even like stale pizza would like fill their appetite.
Wait, do you know like the worst thing would be like not cold beer, like just really?
Oh yeah,
like,
disgusting.
That would be so sad and disappointing to win that prize, and you have a warm, stale beer.
Yeah, it'd be. I would rather not have the beer. Like,
yeah.
But I guess that's probably why they talking about the idle clue. Let's go back to
yeah. Well, speaking of Stantoni, so Stantoni I had this gut intuition too, because if anyone is going to get this rock, it's Stantoni. So they have to draw rocks. There's an odd number of people. Stantoni draws the white rock. Like she stuck her hand in there, and I'm at home, and I'm like, she got the white rock. And like Stantoni's like, I got it, and like. So then she has to go predict which team will win. She correctly predicts, even though green started a little bit stronger, but then orange completely dominated the rest of the challenge. And she got to eat pizza with the 5 players that actually played the challenge, and she didn't do jack.
I'm surprised she didn't pick green. I would have picked green personally. They look like the fitter tribe to me. So I know they looked more probably more better with like balance and stuff like that. They just, to me, they seemed like a better tribe to win that. But I'm assuming she picked orange because of Chappies.
Oh, good. Yep, totally.
Why? Like Chappies not like.
Oh, she has this like, she loves him, like, and not like she has like this crush on him, and that's what I'm thinking. And to be honest, if you don't have a crush on Chappies, you shouldn't be out there. Like,
well,
how can you not have a crush on that guy?
He has a really invisible edit this episode, I feel like.
Yeah, it's really bad. But like Chappies doing butterfly, like doing the butterfly is like, that's gold. Like, he should be at the Olympics.
That's true. He could replace some of the people that can't go in the Olympics right now, you know?
Exactly.
Chappies does get 3 moments at Tribal Council where he does this. And I was like, is this dude more over the top right now or what?
I couldn't imagine doing this at Tribal.
I know. Like, evil villain.
Oh, like,
he's really not. He's such a lovable character.
I know.
He's great. He's so good. Anyway, so Stantoni gets out in the open and she's like, why don't we look for an idol clue? And everyone doesn't like this idea, but at the same time, everyone's like, I guess we should. Like, everyone probably was looking for it. And to be honest, it was right next to Stantoni's knee.
Yeah.
Like another idol that production didn't know Stantoni was going to sit on that side of the table. Right? They don't know this stuff. And I know it looks sus. And like, if you're out there thinking it's sus, then believe that. Because if you want to believe it, believe it. But it's not sus. It's just how the game goes. But yeah, she could have had another idol, but she just decided to give it off again. She's so giving. Like, you know, she's like the Santa Claus of idols. The Oprah of idols. Like, you get an idol, you get an idol, you get an idol. And she just,
Well, she's Santa Tony. Santa Tony.
She actually.
Somebody needs to make that a meme. And like her just handing out idols. Like, that has to happen.
Santa, did she have like the Santa Claus outfit? Is she wearing one in Twitter or something? Maybe we can.
We will find one of her in a Santa outfit.
I'll Photoshop her into like.
We'll Photoshop it. Yeah, and I want the little the bag she has to have idols just popping out of it.
I was gonna say something, I forgot.
Okay, I have something to say actually. So, Stantoni, if you're watching this, because we know you like to sneak into these, I will say this: like, good effort on your part trying to not get everybody to like notice you looking for the idol clue. And this is common. We do see it in LRGs a lot because we have less time. That's kind of like a reward challenge. You don't have a ton of time, so they probably wanted to all look, so then they can't like blame Josh because you're looking. We're gonna vote you out. So I get that. But Stantoni, I want you to go, if you do fan us, I want you to go watch Survivor British Columbia Season 5, Episode 3, because my idol clue was in the same spot of the darn picnic table and somebody else found it as well. So the difference is they ended up giving it to me. So we'll see, Stantoni, if this ends up helping you or ends up hurting you. Because like you said, Vince or Josh, both of you, this episode seems to like set up what's going to happen later in the merge. And unfortunately, Stantoni does not have a positive edit in this particular episode. It's not super negative, but it doesn't seem like she's in a position where she's got a lot that she can do. She's kind of getting trapped into a corner, I think.
Yeah. I feel like she missed her timing. She missed her timing.
But can we also talk about the clue itself? It's basically you have to be sent to the island and you have to stay to find it. So it's not like a free idol, you just go there and collect it and you go home. It's like you have to get picked and then there's like 2 steps you have to do to get it. So Stantoni shouldn't feel bad because there's not a guarantee idol. It's like you have to do a lot of things to get it. So Maybe she didn't miss out on that much.
Yeah, well, to be honest, it's only like it's just the next challenge on Immunity Island has the idol. That's what it is, isn't it? As far
I think
as
every time, like so it's gonna be there until someone picked it up. I think.
Yeah. So like, it's technically no one's yet. She could get put to bloody she could go to the island next round for all we know.
But someone has to send her.
Yeah. And to be honest, nobody's sending her.
Like,
I think well, anyway, after this reward challenge, do we see much happening at camp? Because to be honest, this episode has sort of gone from my brain, and it's not a good thing that it has. Should probably go see someone about my memory issues at the moment. Anyway,
well, basically the information about the idol goes around town at camp, so everybody knows there's the idol at the Immunity Island. So all that they really did is both sides that are starting to emerge on the island, they've kind of talked about the idol, and like they kind of talked about getting someone from their side to the island to get the idol, which ironically is not what happens at all.
I think we also have a snippet of Anesu was approaching Tyson, and then Tyson was kind of being cold to her, and then they didn't tell her about the idol thing as well. I think Amy told her, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. So that's
some really bad social gameplay, isn't it? Like that we're seeing. There's actually like no one that's standing out to me like socially at the moment. It just seems to be mainly strategy at the moment, which, like, to be honest, I love strategy. But yeah, like nobody's happy with anyone. Like it's everyone in their own just alliances, and they're just like, this is what's happening. Nothing's going to happen. And the only time we ever see some type of like social play is when Amy starts talking around, and it's making me have a better light with Amy. Like her story's coming out now, and it's sort of exciting.
I feel like I read about the comments saying that they didn't like this season of South Africa that much because they feel like it's a bit gambot. Like everyone just go there and just play strategy. There's no character in there, I guess. So what do you guys think about that? Like, what do you feel that it's like just strategy? There's no nothing else.
I think it's one of the best strategic seasons I've seen in a long time. Like. And that's why I'm vibing with it a lot, because I like that side of Survivor more than like a character. But I can understand that like characters build the season too. Even if the season's horrible, if you get some good characters out of it, then it's
like Yvonne. Just put it out there.
Yeah.
a lot of the good characters, Josh, I feel like I don't want to say that these are not good characters. These are great strategists, really good players, but like a lot of the heart was gone. I mean, Dino's gone. Mm-hmm. I thought Thariso was a really Toriso. I always can't say her name right, but I thought she had great heart and great character vibes. Interesting note on Thariso. I don't know if you guys wrote this, but when I was looking at the notes, she got voted out without ever voting at tribal council. Yeah. She went to multiple. You guys saw. So has that ever happened before? No. That was a question.
I think Chris from Ghost Island, was it?
Oh, you're right. Yep. Yeah.
But that's the first tribal he went to, though.
Yeah. So she went to multiple. So her differentiation is that she went to multiple. She went to two, right?
Twice.
Okay. Yeah.
No, I think didn't she go 3 times?
No. Twice.
Where she went 3 times. She went to the first one, she was safe. The second one, she had no vote, and then she went to the third one.
No, I don't think she went. No.
She didn't go home when she had no vote. I'm pretty sure she went home afterwards.
She was she was safe until the swap, and then she was targeted right away because Tyson played.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yep. Yeah. So she has an interesting arc, but I mean, again, a lot of those characters, and it seems like they're keeping around people that are these game body. One thing I want to mention about Tyson, even though he had some kind of messy social plays, the thing about Tyson is that he's put himself in a position where Stantoni does tell him stuff. Anesu does slightly tell him like most of things. I think for some reason Tyson has really put himself in a position where earlier in the game he's an open ear. I'm just wondering if he's going to be able to maintain that, because I don't think his trust with everybody is there still.
Well, to be honest with you, Kirk, you said that Stantoni tells Tyson stuff. Stantoni tells everyone and everything.
It's true.
Look, and I feel like his social side with Anesu is really just gone now. Like he's like cold shouldering her. She doesn't feel safe around him anymore, and he's really just like he's pushed that three, Kieran, Water, and himself to be like a huge power like throuple. And
yeah, I was gonna say I think he got really comfortable in that three, but I just don't get why, because they're after the first swap, Kieran, him, and Anetsu was really tied. Then I just don't know why it switched to Water all of a sudden. Like they only been together for like 2 tribes, so I'm not sure what the big switch was. So
I just feel like I reckon he feels that he's got her in the pocket regardless of like how he treats her afterwards. Like it's just like it's like
yeah, we're cool. We don't need to talk.
Yeah, we're cool. You know, like we don't have to worry about talking and that all the time. But like it's not the case. Like and Anesu's being really smart here. I feel like her storyline is having a impact as well. Like she's like in the most interesting spot. I think her and Stantoni are like their spots in the game are like so ridiculously hard to understand. And the editors are giving us like one of the best options for us to work that out. But are they on the bottom? Are they on the top? Like we don't know. Like I can't call that right now. I can't see Stantoni being on the bottom, and I can't see her being on the top, but she's definitely not in the middle. So it's so confusing on where they sit, and because Anesu's in the same spot.
I think they're in the middle. I think Anesu's technically in the middle. She's like, she can go both ways.
Yeah, but I don't see that. She's not going to get voted out by the other alliance or the alliance that she's in, right? So she's not the target for any people in any of them alliances, but then she's also not in the middle because she doesn't really have the final say in the vote. So where is she? I would like to know where she is. Not in the world, I mean like in the game. Like where I'm so confused.
That's so true, Josh. Anesu in some ways needs Stantoni in the game because without her, she can't hide. I mean, if you look at it, Stantoni is surprisingly a shield for Anesu right now. And so she kind of needs, if she wants to keep playing this double agent, both sides, I'm a spy and I can give information, you need somebody that you can hide behind. And there's not a better personality than Stantoni's to hide behind. I mean, she's just out there. She's loud, like we talked about. And I think that's a really good position for Anesu. So I think it's in Anesu's best interest to make sure that Stantoni sticks around as long as she's going to be a double agent.
Yeah. And then they'll become a power couple at the Final 5. They'll have every say in every decision.
But I think that everything's telling me Anesu didn't trust Stantoni because she feels like she's a bit volatile. Like she's gonna.
But like Stantoni, like Anesu should know that Stantoni is never going to vote out Anesu. Like it's never crossed her mind, and it's sort of easy. It'd be easy for you to tell that as well because she's noticing the 2 alliances, and that's all she's noticing. She's not noticing this other person that's in the middle, but technically Anesu's not in the middle. She's somewhere else within the realm of Survivor. It's hard to understand, but anyway, without rambling on, let's get to the immunity challenge. To be honest, I think anybody could have won this.
It's a memory one, and
maybe not Sean. He's a bit older. He may have started losing his memory. Sorry, Sean.
It's true.
The people who had the most food end up being like the people who actually are the people left in the challenge. So that's quite telling.
And we have Kara Business and Nest weekend.
Yeah.
So
this challenge is so boring. Like there's nothing really else to say about it.
It's not exciting at all. But I have a question for both of you because memory challenges are always in these games. What is your strategy when you play these or when you are at home playing at home? Like how do you memorize? Do you memorize the words, the colors? Like how do you do it?
I memorized the first alphabet. So red for R and then R, Y, B, G, P. And then if it's something's like really like kind of for me, it's like there's like the last sequence is like then black and then white. So that's kind of like etched into my mind that because that comes after. So, but I didn't get it 100% correct as well.
I associate colors with numbers or like shapes with numbers.
Wow.
So then it becomes just a number. So like 1,273,483 or something. And then I just go like bing, 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 bing. Yeah.
That's really cool, Josh. That I can see how you could like almost take a rainbow and like kind of go.
Yeah, and then I delegate colors to numbers, and then from there I just remember the number at the end of it, and I'd go back and count how many I've done in a row. Like, I've counted 3, so I'm up to 40,000. So it's 4, which is yellow, and correspond with colors.
Wow.
But then you have to sort of convert that into like trying to save it when they flash it really quickly.
Oh yeah, but like you can correspond colors with the rainbow. Like everybody knows how the rainbow is.
But what if there's not in the rainbow?
Everything's in the Pride rainbow, mate. Okay, every color.
No, not the. What you talking about the Pride one?
Every color is in the Pride rainbow. Okay.
That's true now because every color is in the Pride rainbow now. Like, pretty much.
What's the black in the Pride rainbow? What's the number?
Black is in the Pride rainbow.
Yeah, I think it's Black Lives Matters, is it? I don't know. They've added a bunch into it. But I'll tell you, this challenge, this would have been hard for me. I'm an older guy. I would not have been able to remember these. I tried at home and I could not remember these. And I also think Nico thought this challenge was going to go a lot faster and not go into the third round because he looked kind of shocked at how good they were at the end of the second round. And it seemed like maybe this was the edit, but it seemed like the third round he went really quick as he showed the colors to make sure that he didn't have to do it again because time is money for Nico.
Did anybody see the meme of Nico like it was pretending it was like a DJ doc on Twitter and like he'd be moving stuff around and then there's like a background music of like a DJ song playing and it's like doo, 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 doo. It's pretty funny. That's good. So Kieran wins again. Is Kieran going to break the South African challenge record? We must talk about it because it's 2 in a row out of 2. Does he have what it takes? I personally think no. But I don't have any hope for him whatsoever. But does anybody have hope for him?
It depends on the challenge. If it's all endurance, I think he can win it.
I think it's in his best interest not to win the next challenge. So as much as he might want that little check mark, little tick on the board, I think if he wins that tick, I don't think he wins South Africa. I don't think he becomes a first place winner.
But oddly enough, I feel like he's not being looked at as a threat. Like the editing doesn't show it. Like editing just showing like everyone just don't talk about him.
So his 2 shields are definitely watering Tyson. He has 2 shields. Yeah. Like he's in a really good spot. However, to be honest, his alliance of 3 is probably the most targeted at the moment, even though we see them don't try for it. They're definitely like in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
And they don't really have anything to back him up. They have the option of, to be honest, them 3 are good at challenges. So we could see them just like challenge and Immunity Island run it out. But like, when does Immunity Island end? Final 5? Final 6? To be honest, I'm hoping earlier than that.
Me too.
Yeah. But I'm thinking like Final 6, Final 7.
I think they did mention it somewhere, and like maybe like what you said, 7 or 8, 7, 6, yeah.
To be honest, I think it should have ended at merge, and they should have had another twist where you just fully send them away, and they come back with nothing at all, and they just go away for the vote completely.
I agree, Josh, because this is where the advantage gets so powerful because, Kieran chooses Warda to go. So you choose your own ally to go. And the strategy that makes sense is don't play the challenge, come back so you can socialize because I need you right now, and take the immunity idol so you can give it to one of us. And then you can leave it kind of up in the air like, oh, am I going to give it to you? Am I going to give it to you? Oh, Josh, I want to give this to you. But when I talked to Vince, I could have a completely different story. So I think they did the optimal move instead of having Warda stay there and look for the idol under the rock. Who knows if she's even going to find it, right? So, I mean, I think it was a smart move for them. But you're right. Their numbers are dwindling. That's one idol to save 3 of them for how many rounds?
For 7 more tribals. Like, it's not going to happen. Like, they're definitely going soon. I could probably see one of them getting further, and that's probably Kieran. Out of the 3. Mm-hmm. That'd be my guess out of the 3. But then I can see Anala making it further in the game, even though he has done nothing and doesn't deserve any money at all. No offense, Anala. Sorry, he is like the player that I like. Not that I don't.
Yeah, I think he just that's it.
Yeah,
to make up the numbers.
To be honest, he's Amy's extra vote is what I like to call him.
Yes,
in my head.
yeah.
No offense, but yeah, he's Amy's extra vote in my head. Besides him, to be honest, Nicole wouldn't win. I can see like a Nesu, Amy, Kieran final 3.
Yeah, well, yeah, me too.
I'm vibing with that because I think them 3 are pretty good. Rainier stuffed up a couple of times, so I've lost interest in him. I will always be a Stantoni fan. So I do wish for a Stantoni Chappies final 2.
Oh my god, that would be amazing. Do you know how entertaining that would be? Like,
it makes sense with my fantasy, and that's my fantasy.
Okay. Speaking of final 2, I feel like this season's going to be final 2. I don't know. I have this gut feeling.
Yeah, I get this feeling it's going to like trick us, and we're going to be like final 2 out of nowhere, and everyone's going to be shocked. And to be honest, I do wish the same with Australian Survivor, even though it's currently airing. I want them to sort of go to final 3 just once, and then go back to final 2. I want to see the differences, because I think final 3, there's a huge difference between final 3 and final 2.
I have an also gut feeling that they're going to do final 3 this season, like the Australian one. But that's not correct.
Like a final 3 offers a lot more things, right? A final 3 offers. There's always a favorite that will get into the final 3, like a really strong player that makes it to the final 3. However, a final 2 shows a lot more different. Like, it shows a lot more social side of the game than more strategic. Yeah. Like, somebody in a final 3 will always win like an endurance challenge. There's always somebody there, but that person's never really like the favorite to win at the point. So like, it's all about social side when you get to that part of the game, which is why I like the final 2. But if you look back at previous SA seasons, what happens if they're final 2? Like,
I only started watching from season 6. I didn't watch the previous one, so
but like, season 6, that was the final 3, yeah.
Oh yeah, that was the final 2. Yes.
It was the final 2. Yeah. But season 7 was the final 3. I'm assuming.
Yes. It was.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like, you look at that and it's just like, if that was a final 2, what could happen?
Ooh.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Yeah, Nicole will win. Nicole's win.
It plays an integral part into that final end game, but they should have told us by now what it is, I think.
No,
I don't remember if they've said what it is.
They haven't said it in any season though. Like, when they did it in Kagayan, how they've just, it's a final 2. What?
I think they did that.
Everyone's like, what? And then we did his thing. Anyway, so we got to try. Should we just talk about tribal? Is there anything interesting that sort of leads up to the vote? The vote's sort of interesting, but not.
Yeah, I like you were kind of talking up Amy's game, Josh. I think Amy had some of the best moves here at this round for sure. She goes around and she's really trying to get people to rebuild. She's like, don't write Stantoni off, right? Don't write her off. And she's telling, who was she telling? Sean, ironically. She's like, don't write him off. And those two had an interesting conversation where they're trying to like maybe mend a bridge. I think that was good for Sean's interest, but he just didn't, pull the trigger. He needed to. But I really think Amy's game, her social game there with, was it with Anela too? I want to say probably.
Yes.
probably, if it's
Yeah.
Amy. But I think that was a good move on her part and shows that she's willing to make some moves right now because she got the edit and not everybody did in this episode.
Yeah, I think she's the one convincing Sean and then to apologize to Stantoni. And she also actually went and talked to Stantoni and just say like, yo, what the fuck,
Yeah.
You said we're gonna be a power alliance, but like, why do you flip on us, that kind of stuff. But I do think Stantoni's answer is a bit weak. I think.
Oh yeah, Stantoni doesn't know how to engage in this conversation at all because like her mind's already set on the Sean vote this time because of Sean being sketchy and stuff like that, and she doesn't want anybody sketching the game, which I fully understand why she's done what she did. However, I must say, Amy working out that Stantoni is their only into actually getting any further in this game is like the biggest, like the best decision. She couldn't have thought of a better person. There's no, she's done the right thing.
She also knows Anesu is another person that she needs. She also correctly reads that. So very good episode for her. She's setting up for her for next few coming trials.
And watch her get voted out in the next episode, and we're all confused. Because this edit is doing my head in, and I can't pick anyone who's going to win.
I kind of think they've like foreshadowing the three. One of them will put on that next episode. I feel like it's.
I think so, but at the same time, like they're a very strong three, and everyone keeps talking about it. So, like, surely they don't allow anyone in that. I don't know. It's hard to say.
But I also feel, but I think now is the time to flip. Well, if you want to flip, now is the time to flip.
It was time to flip that episode, to be honest.
No, not this episode, the coming episode. Because
I actually think that episode we just went through, there was time to flip. But
really?
Yeah,
but then
Esther and Stantoni should just be flip-flopping right now. Each side, boom, boom. See you later, see you later, see you later, see you later. Left at the final three with left the final five even, and they've got the power. What they should have done.
Isn't that Anesu was saying that she needs to play both sides now? If she flip again, then her cover's blown. Like she can't do anything anymore. If she keep consistent, doing like what she's doing now, then she can play the middle a bit longer. If she keeps back and forth, it's going to be too obvious.
Yeah, but she's got no other game to play right now. If she just continues to vote with the one alliance, she becomes a member of that alliance.
Well, she's going to flip next episode.
Yeah, next week. I'm assuming next week. I'm assuming next week Water goes. That's my assumption for next week. It's either Water or Tyson that goes. And to be honest, I'd be taking out Tyson over Water. Water has no say with anyone. She's in bad roads with Anella. She can't win a challenge. Where Tyson's a more bigger threat in the game. He's played multiple idols. He's made big moves. It makes more sense to get rid of Tyson. So that would be my vote.
And he's Kieran's number one. So
yeah, and he's Kieran's number one. So and it could also split them up too. Kieran could go off and try and find someone else. Water could go off and find somebody else.
Warda could go back to Nesu, and they could have their yoga alliance rebuilt because it's clearly not an alliance right now.
And maybe Anella could. I'm joking. Anella is never joining Water. That ship has long gone.
Wait, I was saying now Anella's coming and begging to work with other people. I think that's just so funny. I was like, oh, you're the one who'll be like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna work with that. I don't need them anymore.
I don't understand that gameplay, and he lost me since that moment. As soon as he said, I don't need to play with everyone, it's just like,
what game are you playing?
Yeah, it makes no sense to me. And I'm a strategic player, and I know that rule. That's not what you do. You still have everyone. You still talk to everyone. You just don't choose not to talk to these people.
This is going to be so tricky coming up into the next round or the next episode, because like even if Warda, you know, is the obvious target, or Tyson, because I agree with you, Josh, if they're thinking the game the same way you are, I kind of agree with that sentiment that Tyson's in the better position, therefore Tyson should probably go before Warda. But it's all going to depend on this twist. And like if you end up like, let's say somebody from the other alliance, you know, you end up with Chappies and everybody wants to save Chappies, or that's probably not the best example, but like Amy, you know, and nobody's going to vote her out. Well, then as Tyson, you're safe, or as Warda, you're safe. So I think everything is going to come down to like, who is the least liked duo if there are duos? And that's going to be really hard to determine because we have two clear sides not agreeing on things. So I don't know. I think next round could be very messy.
Oh my god, I was thinking, you mentioned Ennis and Stantoni, Amy and Rainier, Nicole and Smash, Chappie with, I don't know, Water, and then Tyson and Kieran. That would be so funny.
I know. And like, you know, the question I have is like you said, do they have to vote for the same person or their votes don't count? All of those twists could change everything in this round. Because if that's a twist, I might not want to vote with you, Vince. If you're not, I might want to make sure your vote is negated on purpose. You know, that could be a strategy coming up if that's part of the twist. So I'm excited for this. And I hope maybe that this twist kind of can help retire Immunity Island, because like, which was a great way to start the season. I think it's just going to be overpowered going further into the game.
Imagine if an idol protected two people.
This is what the French one.
It was like vote out a duo and it protected both. That'd be so overpowered.
No, the French. Yeah. Oh, you mean like the island, the Immunity Island?
Yeah. So say for example, if they have to vote in duos and vote out a duo, and if the idol actually protected one whole duo, it'd be very like.
Well, isn't it that if they go to the island, then the two person have to decide whether they want to stay or not?
Yeah.
So that's another thing. Oh, I don't know.
Surely they want to do this though, because that means there's five pairings. They're at final 10, right?
Yeah.
And one team will have immunity, and then they'll send somebody to Immunity Island, and then they could potentially keep immunity and then get the idol. So then there's 6 people safe at tribal with only 2 pairs up for elimination.
What? 4 people safe?
No, 6
people. How?
Well, like for example, your tribe, you win your immunity, and you want to send these people to Immunity Island. They're going to find the idol and then potentially save somebody else with that idol, but also have the Immunity Island idol around their neck with no vote.
Yeah.
What happens? I don't know. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's too many ways to be safe, especially at final 10 with only 4 people up for the vote.
Oh, I don't know, but maybe they didn't do the actual French twist. Or maybe they do the one you talk about. Like, I don't know, like you divide in pairs.
It's good to speculate, but to be honest, they're probably tricking us because they have done that on every single coming up next week. Every single one. It's always been like, this is actually not what happens. It was like Australia with Sue's big move, you know, like that never happened.
And this also has the tribal council pass as well. So so technically.
Oh yeah.
She's safe.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
They haven't even announced that or talked about it at all since she got it.
Yeah.
She got it on one episode and they've been spoken about again.
Wait, what is it? I'm sorry, I missed that. What?
It's a safety without power, but they call it a different thing.
Oh, that's
and
right.
Has that.
That's right. It's the pass. She has the she's got the hall pass.
Yeah. I didn't go to the toilet. See you later.
Guys, I gotta say, Anesu, she got a really positive edit. She's in this middle position with a shield, so she can't be targeted like they did at Amazon to what was her name, you know, when she was playing the middle. Yep. So I feel like Anesu right now is my number 1 pick to win the game.
Okay. Yeah. Actually, we should talk about our let's talk about anyway, Sean goes home at the tribal council. That's it. Okay, all right. Now let's talk about our kiss, marry, kill.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So Kurt actually wants to marry Anesu because
Yes. Sorry, Dustin. Anesu's mine.
Okay, I am going to marry Amy. I feel like she is still she's in good terms with Stantoni, who's in the middle, and she's in good terms with Anesu, who's in the middle, and she's in good terms with her tribe. She's never going to be targeted. She's walking to the final.
Okay. I'm gonna marry Curran because he won 2 immunities and no one talked about it yet. So good for him.
Yeah. Okay, who we kissing?
What's the kiss mean again? What's the kiss one?
Essentially, like a good episode, like a power play, or like a, you know, like you want a one night stand with them type thing. Like, you know, oh yeah, after this episode, one night stand. You know.
Okay, yeah, my one night stands with Amy. I like Amy's play in this episode, so I'm gonna give her a kiss on the cheek.
Yeah. My one night stand. We should call it one night stand from now on. I think. Yeah, I think it makes it more interesting. Is it weird that I want to say Chappies because like he wasn't in trouble or anything, and it wasn't because it was like a twist, and it was because of the fingers, you know? Like he didn't do anything, but he was just all of a sudden no longer a target from anyone. How does that happen? He's clearly done something we haven't seen. So weirdly enough, because he's done nothing and he hasn't got himself in trouble for once, I'm going to have a one night stand with Chappies.
I'm gonna do this instead of kiss. I'm gonna do a peck for Anella for swallowing his ego to talk to Stantoni. So good for you, Anella. You finally playing.
Not Anella with a social game. Never. I couldn't. I don't believe this is real. What were we watching? What were we watching? Okay.
Okay, so Kel, for me, I am going to go with the person that I think is just there's nothing going on in the game for me with them. I'm not vibing. It's Nicole. I just want more from Nicole. If she's going to not be as strategic, I want more character. I want something from you, Nicole. I'm not getting it.
Nicole's a good choice because of her like emotional state at the start of the episode too, after like her friend got voted out. Like, don't be that vulnerable.
That's true.
I feel like, to be honest, Anella deserves a kill again. Now, I've killed him in multiple episodes, and he doesn't seem to die. And I don't know what I'm doing wrong with my mojo, with my mojo, and with my skills and my powers. But he has to be told what to do to get himself further in the game. Now, if you're getting told what to do to get yourself further in the game and you're just listening to it and just doing what you're being told to do, then I'm sorry. Like, that's huge goat energy and it's really bad. Like, don't get somebody else to tell you to actually go and mend your relationship with somebody else because it might protect you in the game. Like, I know that's why you packed him, because he went and did something that somebody else told him, but he's doing something that somebody else told him. That's my
No, but I was saying that because he usually won't do it, even he being told. But I'm just saying A for effort. We actually listen and do it.
No. Him listening is great. Don't get me wrong. Him listening is great, and I agree with that. However, him having to be told to do something in the first place is the issue. He shouldn't have to be told to do something. He should just realize in his head that, oh, hang on, maybe I should rebuild connections because it may get me further in the game when I need other people's votes with me. Like, yeah.
Well, I thought one of you were going to say the name, but apparently no one did, so I have to kill Stantoni.
No, I will never kill Stantoni. She is a legend, and I can never do it. Even though she stuffed up 100 times on this episode. Yeah. She got pizza, though. She got pizza for doing nothing, so
yeah.
I stand.
Yeah, true. Pizza and beer.
Yeah, I stand.
Well, anyway, I guess we talk about her mistake. So, I mean, you guys let me to drive because I have to mention her name. And please don't hate me. Stantoni, if you listen to this, I know you do listen to us. Love you, but that's not a good episode for you.
That hurt my brain.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump in front, Stantoni. I'm gonna jump in front of the kill from Vince, and I will be your LRG host shield. I will take the bullet for you, Stantoni, because even if you just muck it up all the way to the end, I'm here for it.
Yeah, there has been no winner that's like 100% perfect. Okay, there's winners always do something wrong in a game. They always do something wrong. You can never ever do everything right in a game, and if you do, it's weird. It's like never happened.
She did many wrong with the idol clues.
No, but maybe, to be honest, if she had all the idols that she's received, because to be honest, she's had knowledge of every single idol besides Marisha's idol. Funnily enough,
I think she was aware of it. Someone told her, I think.
Oh, she was aware of it, but she didn't have like an option of getting it.
Yeah.
Right. So she's had options of getting every single idol in the game besides that one. She could still have 3 idols around her neck, walking happily around camp in the middle. And could you imagine like that, like how boss that would be?
She was sitting at the sit-out bench looking for the clue or an
Yeah,
idol there, just like in that Sarah ended up finding in what was it, Game Changers or whatever season it was. And I was dying. I'm like, she never stops. Like Stantoni is like a female Russell Hantz with a little bit more win equity than Russell, and definitely more likable. But she's just on this mission to collect every idol. What did she call herself? The Idol Whisperer or something like that? Like
she can call herself whatever she wants. I stand. Like I'm there. I'm there for it, you know. But yeah. I'm excited for next week's episode. Look out for it. Do we have any shout outs before we go for upcoming games or upcoming shows, or upcoming podcasts, even for LRG? There's a lot coming up on the live reality game side for this upcoming week. So there's going to be some deep dives for this is the amateur league, folks. So if you come in to watch this reality TV coverage, we also cover like what we call the minor leagues. And so oh gosh, I'm already forgetting. There's been so many, but there's 2 shows that we have to cover. Can You Survive, a new charity that raised over $10,000 for their first season. They are going to do some deep dive interviews. And then also Survivor British Columbia, which just finished their season. They are going to do some deep dive interviews with the cast. And everything else, just check out the calendar that Dustin posts on Instagram and Facebook, and you can find out when everything's happening. I don't know how he keeps it straight in his head. Yeah, to be honest, Dustin is a miracle worker with this platform. He does so much. It's great. But I guess thank you so much, everyone, for coming to see us. Everyone, follow us on Twitter with our tags down here.
I'm not on Twitter, but
you can find me other places too. I don't like Twitter.
Yeah. Find us somewhere. Find us somewhere online. Like Instagram, anywhere. I don't really touch many of them at all. But anyway, thank you everyone for coming. It was good talking to you, Kirk. Good seeing your face again.
Yes.
Yeah, great seeing you guys. It was a good time for sure.
All right. With that, I think we should head out. Stay tuned for next week. All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye.